Now, we've talked about cash receipts, we've talked about cash disbursements. We're going to take a little time here and talk about kind of an interim stage where money has come into the organization in some form physically, and it is yet to be fully processed or deposited. So it's in that storage realm, that temporary custody realm. Mike Lee, how about talking about some of the internal control issues in that scenario?
Sure, I'd be glad to do that. Here, a common scenario is where just one person has access to the safe, or maybe multiple individuals have access to the safe, but the safe itself only requires, there's only one key or one combination required to open the safe. So here, obviously, a potential vulnerability would be theft through the unauthorized access of that device. And so we would encourage our clients to make sure that all funds, whether or not they are fully processed, be secured in a manner requiring dual control to access those funds. That is, if they're not deposited immediately.
Mike, and just as a specific example of that, for those who may not have that now or who may not be familiar with it, there are safe companies that design safes, for example, specifically with this concept in mind, so that either you have to have two combinations to get in, and obviously no one person would have more than one combination, or you have to have like a key and a combination, and no one person would have both. So for those who are listening who may not be aware that that's even an option, I think it's an important point to mention that there's a physical aspect to it that is available.
Right. No, that's a great point, and I think that's probably more often than not the preferred approach, where the device itself would require a key and a combination, or perhaps two combinations, something along those lines. I do want to point out that the main objective here, though, is if you have a safe and it happens to only be a single key safe or maybe a single combination safe, you can still maintain the appropriate level of control if that safe perhaps is housed in a location that is locked and accessible, separately, so that for example, the key to the door in the room in which the safe is housed would be in the custody of a person or a group of people, and then the key to the safe or the combination to the safe would be in the custody of a separate group of people. The main idea there being, of course, that no one person has the key to the room in that scenario, as well as the key or the combination to the safe itself.
That's a great point. I would just also mention that for anybody who happens to be shopping today, there actually are even newer technologies that would involve biometrics, fingerprints, that kind of thing that can even be more secure. So if you were actually looking today, you'd want to maybe look at some of those technologies as well.